You saw Blankfein, who was so bullish in Davos, now says that the odds of a bad outcome, given that we're stimulating an economy that's supposedly at a peak, that the odds have risen for a bad outcome. Do you see it that way with rates now? I mean, 3%, would that cause you to do anything differently at Blackstone if we hit 3%?
Well, I think we have to look at what's going on in the world, the real world, not the markets. Markets get ahead of things, markets get behind things. The real world really looks like it's in fine shape at the moment. And economies are expanding all over the world. It's one of the few times that happens. The developed world will probably grow at least 3%. And the only question is, how does that relate to markets? If interest rates go to 3%, if wages go a little higher than people think, those wages are going to people who need the money, frankly. And that's not a tragedy. That's a good thing.
Right. Your cost of borrowing is going to go up, though.
That's okay. It doesn't go up a lot. And we've been at such low levels. We've been stimulated in a really favorable way for 10 years. And whether you have 50 or 75 basis points more of cost, it may slow housing a little bit, but businesses will power on right through it.
But there's an upcoming event that might unsettle the markets a little bit, and that's what the president decides to do with the steel and aluminum industry. I know that you've advised him and you have given him a lot of advice about China specifically, and he appears to be between a decision between tariffs and quotas. Is there a lesser of two evils in your view?
I don't know the answer. I do know that there's a desire for normalization of trade, to get tariffs from different countries on the same level. And let competitive forces control outcomes, not artificial, costs of importing or exporting. I think our growth's going to continue, and markets will move around with some volatility, in the sense that, if we grow 3%, just make that up, not just U.S., developed world. How much should a market go up in a year? Should it be 10? Should it be 12? Should it be 8? I don't know.
What do you think?
But when you go up 7 to 8 in the first month of the year, and you imagine compounding at that rate, you'll be up in the 80s or 90s with 3% growth.
Fair multiples?
Excuse me?
Fair multiples? Part of the issue right now is that there's been multiple compression. Before we had multiples going up, now they've come down a little bit.
Well, if you're going to have a year that doesn't have a huge amount of upside from where you finished January, then you're either going to go down a bunch and then up a bunch, or you're going to flatten out, or that's going to happen during a year.
You're out all next week? I'm going to start.
I'll be in Korea.
All right, I'm going to start now. So, State of the Union, the first time a president has not mentioned the word deficit. And suddenly Republicans, it seems like they forgot that they used to be, wary of running up a big tab. And suddenly Democrats who used to just, I mean, I won't go there. But
he's asking my question.
Think about the way Democrats used to be and how they are now, and think about the way Republicans used to be and how they are now. It's a little bit strange, isn't it? Should Republicans start talking about entitlement reform again at this point?
Well, I'm not a political consultant, Joe.
Do you think it's odd that suddenly Republicans seem like they're free spenders?
I think the whole world we've got politically is pretty odd, frankly. But, I think part of the problem is we've got a lot of things to do in terms of fixer-uppers, and we don't have really the money to do it.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.